Okay, so I have Maslow and Freud, and I'm going to start with Abraham Maslow. And he came up with his hierarchy of needs, and basically that means that people need to achieve certain needs, and each time a need is fulfilled, the person can move on to the next need. There are 5 stages of needs, and the first one is the most basic, and it is a physiological need. So it's like air and food and drink. And then the next need, after they achieve all the physiological needs, they can move on to safety, which is like protection and having security. Once they achieve that, they can move on to love, and they can have friendship and intimacy and romantic relationships. And then once they fulfill that, they can move on to esteem, which is like achievement and independence and self respect. And after they achieve that, they can move on to self actualization, and that's like realizing your personal potential and self fulfillment. And generally, most adults do not make it to the self actualization stage, according to this theory. And so, moving on to Sigmund Freud. He came up with the theory of the psychosexual stages. And so babies 0 to 1 start out in the oral stage, and they like to put things in their mouth like the nipple of the bottle and breastfeeding and things like that, and everything they put in their mouth. And then they move on to the anal stage from year 1 to 3, and that's when they potty train generally, and they like to defecate. Then they move on to the phallic stage from ages 3 to 5 and 6, and like children will get jealous of the same sex parent because they like little girls will want to marry their dad and then they can't, and so they get jealous of their mom. And then there's the latency stage, which is like 5 to 6 to puberty, and that's about like developing new skills because they kind of try to hide their sexual nature, and so they want to develop new skills and acquire knowledge. And then the final stage, from puberty into death, is the genital stage, and that's about finding a partner, sexually experimenting, and then settling down in any relationship that you feel comfortable settling down in. So those are the 2 theorists I picked.